Okay, so welcome back everyone. Now let's discuss this amazing concept of encapsulation. Okay, so first let me give you the theory point about it. Okay, so what is encapsulation? Encapsulation restricts direct access to some of an object's components, which can be useful to hide the internal representation or state of an object. So this is what we call as abstraction as well. This hiding part, hiding the information details part is what we call as abstraction. Okay, understand this way. You have a car. Okay, you have a car or you have a bike, but does it require you to be a mechanical engineer to drive a bike? No. Okay, you are given this clutch, brake, accelerator, okay, everything horn to drive a bike. Okay, all you need is to learn to drive a bike, right? So this is the same idea of abstraction. Abstraction is like hiding away the implementation details. Okay, and encapsulation is like packing it all into one. Okay, so these are considered as four pillars of object-oriented programming: polymorphism, abstraction, inheritance, and encapsulation. Okay, which mostly we have studied everything at once. Okay, perfect. So let me give you an example. Okay, suppose I create this class of book. Okay, and suppose I create def init, okay, self, title and author. Okay, title and author. Okay, 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 and let's say I create one more, price. Okay, now if I simply do self dot title equals to title, self dot author equals to author, and self dot price equals to price. Okay, simple. All right, so let's create a book. Book 1 equals to book, again tribute to Ankur Wariku, so do epic shit, and author is Ankur Wariku, and let's say price is, I don't know the actual price, let's say it's 500 rupees. It's 500 rupees. It's worth it, right? The book is worth it. Perfect. So if I run this, okay, now if I do book 1 dot title, I will get the title. Okay, I will get the title. Okay, if I do book 1 dot price, I will get the price. Okay, now the reason I'm giving you this example is, suppose I do book 1 dot price equals to 900. Okay, or suppose as a user I make it only 10 rupees. Okay, suppose I modify this behavior, and if I now check price, it will be modified to 10 rupees. But do you believe that when we are dealing with some sensitive information, we should not have this authority, or one programmer should not have that authority to go and change the behavior of any of the variables directly? Okay, so this is where the concept of restricted access comes into picture, and this is where we understand the concept of private members. Okay, so let me copy this exact same code. Okay, and whenever you want to restrict the access of a particular attribute member, okay, you will make it as private. So I'll write here comment, making price as a private attribute. Now in order to make any attribute private in Python, all you have to do is attach underscore underscore in front of it. Okay, so underscore underscore price, and remember this price is just a variable name. Okay, you can set it to p as well, but this is the actual attribute name, underscore underscore price. Now just see the magic, guys, just see the magic. Okay, so this is how I will create a attribute by writing underscore underscore in front of it to make it a private attribute. Rest everything I'll call as public attribute. Now what do I mean by private and public? Let me tell you. Okay, so now again I'll do the same thing. Okay, let's create the same object once again. Okay, now if I do book1 dot title, okay, it will get me the title. Okay, if I do book1 dot author, it will get me the author, because these are public members. Public members or public attributes are accessible even outside the class. Okay, even are accessible even outside the class. Okay, let me write public members are even accessible outside the class. Okay, but here is the magic. If I do book1 dot price, okay, I'll get error. Attribute book object has no attribute price. Okay, you will say AJ, okay, it doesn't has price, but it has underscore price, right? It has underscore price. Okay, so let's try to do that, and you will see the magic. So book1 dot underscore price. Okay, and again I get error. Book object has no attribute underscore price. Magic, right? Magic. The magic is that I can see, AJ, I can see that there is a attribute underscore price here, but when I'm trying to access it outside the class, it is giving me an error. You cannot have access to this because there is no attribute. So my dear friends, let me tell you, private attributes are only accessible within the class. Okay, now, so AJ, okay, but still I should have the functionality to set and get it, right? I should be having a way to modify it. Okay, to I should have a functionality to get it, right? So we have this concept of getter and setter functions. Okay, we have this functionality of getter and setter functions. Okay, so what do we do? We go to a code, okay, and we'll create a getter and a setter function. So I'll say def. See why I'm creating getter and setter both, because here I cannot get it, neither I can modify it via the code. Okay, I should be able to modify it via code. Okay, as a user you have to upload your details, so you should go via the code. Okay, so I will say get price. Okay, get price self. Okay, and I will simply return. Again, this getter setter is just a terminology. Okay, you can name it any function, but by default as a standard practice it is called getter and setter functions. Okay, so get price, and it will give you the price. You are saying get me the price, so you will return the price. Self dot underscore price. See, underscore price is accessible inside the class but not outside the class. That's the beauty. But in some time I'll tell you one more shocking fact. Okay, and def set price. Okay, and it will ask you what price do you want to set. Okay, so you can set that price as well. So you can say self dot underscore price equals to price. Okay, for you to be able to modify it. Okay, let's run everything once again. Okay, same error now as well, right? So now what I'll do is I'll say book1 dot get price. See, get price. So this is how I can access a private member outside using the getter function. Okay, accessing the private member outside the class using getter function. Again, this getter function is just a terminology I'm using. Okay, it's a standard get price, set price, but you can give it any function name. Okay, and I can say book1 dot set price. Let's say tomorrow it is 600. Okay, tomorrow it is 600. So again I can say book1 dot get price, and it will give me 600 because it is first setting it to 600. Sorry, I have not put brackets. Okay, and then I'm getting 600. But you know what? This is the idea of how you can create a private members and how you can get and set a private member. But one last shocking fact, that it is well known fact and very frequently asked interview question. Nothing is truly private in Python. Nothing is truly private in Python. Because even though you cannot access like this, even you can't access it like this, you know what? Internally, what Python does is it actually puts the class name before this underscore underscore automatically. Okay, and because of that, you are not able to check it. So what you can do is you can say book1 dot class name underscore underscore price. Now just see magic. Okay, now it is giving me the same error. Book object has no attribute book underscore underscore price. Okay, so what you have to do as homework is how you can access a private member outside the class without the getter and the setter function. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you. So nothing is truly private in Python, and you have to understand this by your homework. Please do this homework. It will help you enhance your knowledge. It will hardly take you 5 minutes, but please do that. Okay, so your homework is how can you still access it without the code, without the getter and the setter functions. Okay, so thank you so much guys. I hope it was useful. Take care.